Welcome to another TESSALink video. Today we're doing an updated video for Fraclog users, and we're going to go through all the different levels of the process, as well as where to find some of the settings for the Fraclog. We're going to start on the web, and once you've logged in, you'll want to go to the users, tenant preferences, and you'll notice that one of the tabs is Fraclog, where you'll be able to go and determine your unit of measurement, whether or not you want to use signatures for each of the different steps in the process. If you want to use the extended workflow or not, the extended workflow includes a signature page for each of the different steps in the process. And then you have your drop-down values for each of the different areas that are a part of the Fraclog process of taking a look at what your drop-down values would be for kits, for seals, for rings, for UT gauges. You have a place for a backlight, calibration block, mag particle, and your go-no-go gauge if you use one. So these are specifically for you to put in either the numbers for your parts or the dates for when they have been this, like for the calibration block, would have been the calibration date that it was calibrated. And you can put as many of these in there as you want. If you've got 2 or 3 different items for each of these, you can put as many of those as you want in there. Same for your UT gauges. You can put as many as you want or as needed for that process. The other is going to be our desktop app. The desktop app is where the testing is going to be done, and there are different settings there as well. You have a place where you can check your preview certs. This is in settings, and you can save that so that your certs are always previewed. Your test bench settings are for the load cell type. You'll want to check your load cell and make sure that you have the correct load cell type, as well as your test bench settings for COM ports and the different data that's there, as well as your COM test. If you're not familiar with these settings, I would suggest making contact with TESSALink support and let us walk you through that process if you're not familiar with how to do that. Clicking OK will get those then back to the page where you would see your assets. And then once again, this is here. I'm now going to move over our Fraclog so that you're able to see. This is where you actually do the Fraclog process. This is on the mobile app. So you would log into the mobile app with your credentials. And then once you were logged in, you would then choose Fraclog. And if you are a supervisor, you have the capability of going in and either creating a work order or viewing the dashboard. The dashboard will give you specific information about what has been completed every day, each week, each month. You can filter by the users, those persons that are actually performing the work. You can filter by work order. You can see pallets that are completed. You can see the status of work orders. These are pallets that are in progress, as well as pallets that would be completed here at the bottom. You can see what has been passed, what fails, and you can also see the average time for each of the pallets that have been completed, as well as the rows that are being worked on. So in this particular app, the back button serves as going back to the next page, but it also serves as saving your work. So we're going to go to create a work order. This is where you'll be able to put in work order numbers. Click on tap to set to complete that information. You'll also be able to set the default level for the level of inspection that you're doing for Fraclog, as well as setting band colors and the location of your customer. You can also do a speed check to see what your internet connection is at that time. And if you wanted to go back to the home screen to start again, you simply click on the home screen, uh, discard your changes, and it'll take you back to the very beginning. So we'll go back into Fraclog, and I'm just going to search for work that has already been created, and then I'll go to one of the work order numbers, and then I will choose a palette that I'm going to do work on. This particular palette is a level 3 palette. Has already been finalized, and I can add a row to this. In this process, I would go through and add my asset number. And then confirm my number. Enter the serial number as I find it on the piece that I'm working on. And then I would add my manufacturer of the piece that I'm working on, as well as the description of what I'm doing. So I'm working on a pipe. Once I choose the asset that I'm working on, I can go and perform a visual inspection. Clicking submit. And then choosing pass. Clicking submit again. Since I do have the extended, I have to provide my signature. The system automatically takes you to the next step in the process, so you don't have to do anything other than complete the visual inspection, and it takes you to a wall thickness next. By choosing the UT value, provides you with an opportunity then to enter that information in, confirm, and it automatically takes you to the next UTI value so that you can enter that value without having to click on it. If you're done with your values, you would click the back button to get back to the UT value settings, click on submit. If you have any comments that you want to put in, you can put comments in here. If you wanted to take a picture, you could also add a picture at this time in order to pass this, and then submit. And then I need to provide my signature. And then I would go to the assembly, disassembly, which is next. And this is where the settings on the web come in handy because you can now put in your kits. And those are already preloaded for you. So you would go through and adding those kits, and you can also change the quantity as well. If you were putting in 2, you could just put in the number 2, choose that, and it will change those as well. Once this is submitted, if you have comments, once again, you can also take a picture, and you can also pass, submit. Once again, you're providing your signature. You would go to your magnetic particle. Once that has been completed, if you have any comments, you would put those there. Either pass or fail and submit. Hide your signature and confirm. The next step is going to be the pressure test. So you want to make sure and save your work before you go to the pressure test. So you'll choose your back button. The system is now saving the work that has been done. And we will now go, you'll see it's the pressure test is in progress. We're now going to go over to our testing environment. And we're going to go to Fraclog, and I'm going to enter in the asset that I just created. I will confirm. So I need to search for that asset first. I'm going to confirm this is the asset that I'm looking for. Now, typically I would wait until all of the pieces are done on a pallet before I would go and do testing. So you would have several different assets that would be here for your testing if you wanted to put them together. I'm just doing it one at a time for your example. There's my confirm. The completed date and performed by will be provided by the system. The job number or PO number will be provided by you. Since it was put on the asset when we were in Fraclog, it's provided already. You'll want to make sure and put your serial number for your transducer as well as the manufacturer. Once you provided that information or any of the notes you want, you'll come up here to the top and choose the Open Test Bench. I'm going to be using the excuse me, sure and get this up here for you. I'm using the debug. So I will come over, since this only goes to 1,000 on pressure, I'll do 500. My test method will be by 2. When I'm ready to start, I'll click on Start New Test. Come over to debug. I'll ramp up the pressure. Once I reach the number of seconds that are set, I believe it's 15 for this demonstration, then the running test will then turn green. There's my status running 15. I'll then want to power down my pressure back to 0, stop my test, choose save and close. Check to see if there's any information on here that I want to include. There's not. Will then pass or fail my test. And choose click preview. I did that previously, but I can go ahead and choose it. Would then pass. My peak drop was 0. The system is now creating the certificate for me for the testing. I'll get to preview this certificate. You'll see that it has the graph, the user, my UTI readings, pressure, transducer, the header and footer. It's doing it for both of those pieces. And now close that out. Now I'm going to go back to Fraclog and complete this particular row. You'll see that it's in progress. When I choose it, oh, sorry, I'm using the wrong, there we go. I was using the wrong pointer. Get into this. You'll see now the pressure test has been completed, and the final step is the final approval. If you have any comments or pictures, you would put those on there, but this would then be passed. Click submit, enter my signature, and confirm. And that completes everything that needs to be done. If you get into an asset or a pallet or even a row, and you want to change the level of the work that's being done, you can change it You'll have to do it before it's approved, but you would do that by clicking on either the 3 in the level. That'll then allow you to put that down to 1, 2, or 3. You can also adjust your scanner settings if you're scanning for your RFID or barcode in order to put in information for this. But that is the process for going through your Fraclog with this particular asset and with the different inclusions that you have for your visual inspection, your assembly, your magnetic particle, and the pressure test. So that concludes this video. Thanks for watching. Please visit our YouTube page and see other videos that have been created, and we'll continue to be making content in the days ahead.